Hello, my name is Rob and this is my Garmin Fenix 5X. I've been using the maps on this since I've had this. That's why I got the 5X, and found that it's pretty difficult to set up navigation on this if you want to go on a specific route without using the PC. Now if you use the PC you can use the Connect program, fairly easy to do, but you don't always have access to the PC, and Garmin have not done anything on their Connect software, which is a bit annoying that you can't, if we go onto here, you can't go into your courses, as far as I'm aware yet, until they possibly update it, and actually add a course on yourself, which is pretty frustrating because it's really difficult to just manually go through and set one of these up. So anyway, I've figured a way of doing this, and this is for free. I've found a program called View Ranger, which is fairly easy to set up. There's also another one called Sketcher Track, which I'll go through at the very end, which I haven't able to test yet because you have to pay for it. It's I don't know, about sort of £3 or something like that to get the GPX export to work on that, but I'll just show you that at the end. But anyway, let's start with View Ranger. So if we go into this, you don't have to register, but you can do. Right, okay, and let's just set up a trail. That one there, we'll hide that one, and then we can hide that one. Okay, so let's set up a new trail. So setting up a new trail, fairly easy. You just have to press the plus button down there to start, so you can record. So you can use this on its own, but we don't want to use a phone, we want to use the watch for our maps. But this is just to create a course. So if we create a course, give it a route name, yep, type in whatever you want, and then press add point, and then you just start clicking away. He says, no, press add point, there we go. If you put your finger on that little circle there, that moves your initial start spot there, and then if you click anywhere else away from it, it starts your next point, and then you can move the start point again over, and then just keep pressing and moving, and it kind of pans a little bit quick off the edge of the screen. You can turn the add point off and then pan and then press the add point back on again, but I found it's kind of just a bit quicker just to sort of go off the edge of the screen and let it pan a little bit, although sometimes it can fly around a little bit. So right, let's just put a few more points in here. It's going to do a very quick little route, and we're just going to go back to there, and one more in, just go up the screen a little bit and go back to the beginning. There we go. So we've done this little loop now. There we go, press done. Okay, so we've created this loop. Click into more, and if we hit edit again, you can export to GPX. So this exports to the folder that this installs is on your Android device. I don't know if this is on iPhone as well, but I'm only using an Android, and we'll give this a name that we can actually recognize rather than all these random numbers, which is probably the date or something. But we give it a test 3. We've done a couple of tests already on this. Click OK, send. Okay, so come out of that, and now if I go to Dynamic Watch. Now Dynamic Watch, I'll put a link into this below, is something that you need to load on. You can use just the free version, you don't have to use the paid version for it. Go through the setup of that. I'm not going to run through that on this now. I might do a video on that later, but there are other videos available on the internet. But they've got two apps that you can put on there. The DW map, so you can create maps, but the route course is just a simple, just for creating routes, receiving routes. So put on the route course. Just getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to this. So go to their website. Once you've synced these two things together, which is in part of the setup, you can then import, and you can import from a website, which is quite cool to do, or from GPX route. So if we play GPX route, and from documents down here, choose an action. I've already navigated through to the View Ranger directory, and if you view down here, these are ones GPX that I've done. The last one I did, GPX3. Just click on that. GPX uploaded complete. Okay, so there you go. That was our route that we set up there. So we just come back out of that, and then you should be able to see this in the list. It's that one there. It's named it as Bewley because that's where it is. Okay, so on that you can share the route with somebody else. You can view it. We want to actually upload it. No, let's view it. Hang on a second. So if we go onto the watch now, start, and we scroll down through these. It was that one there, the route that was 0.4 of a mile. Click on that, and it says download and launch, or download only. So if we go download and launch, it takes a while, and then it asks you what activity you want to do whilst doing it. So so we're going to do a run, and load in. It wants to find a GPS signal. So if I go pan and zoom, so we can zoom out to where the course was, so I can just show that the course has loaded up. Come on. Let's move down to, there we go. We see the little start stop sign. Move over. Let's zoom in. Again. Let's get that just right over the top, because it's quite a small little course that we did quite quickly. Come on, and again. Oh, that's a bit weird. It's come up with a load of dots. Oh no, there we go. Those are the little points that it's showing on there. So you can see we created a route on a mobile phone using two programs, and once you've actually done this, you don't need to then go into that route course. You can just go the other way around by, hang on a second. You can just go to navigate now, and that will be left in your courses. It was a 0.4 mile, no, 0.3, there we go, that was the route. So you can see it's now on, we've taken it off the phone, it's now on the watch forever until you delete it, and it's now in this dynamic watch. So dynamic watch is an essential, you must have that. You don't have to pay for it. I haven't tried the paid option. Maybe if I get a absolute boatload of likes on this video, I might decide to try out the paid option and do a video on that. Although it's $99 per year. If it was a one-off payment, I'd probably do it, but I'm not overly keen on subscription stuff in case you just don't end up using it, and then you just get had the following year for another subscription. So that was View Ranger. It was fairly easy to set up. The one I'd like to try, although I can't export to GPX, is this sketch track, which is quite good because you can also see satellite imagery when you don't always have you know, the paths and things showing on open streets. So you can have a look here. There was a track that I was doing where you could follow the track up on open streets, but then in the forest it kind of disappeared and I knew where I needed to go. So you can draw that. But this is a lot quicker because you can set up your route just by drawing on the screen. So you just draw your route on the screen. So it's pretty fast. There's none of this like tap 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 point. You just draw the point, and you can easily just erase bits, sort of sections as well. So it's a very fast way. As I said though, I haven't purchased this because you need to purchase it to get the export GPX. So maybe if I get a load of likes on this, guys, I'll do a video on that and see if it works, because I'm not 100% sure whether it works or that, although the guy who developed it said, if it doesn't work then you get a refund. So there we go. That's how you can, with View Ranger and Dynamic Watch, if you put those two apps on, and I'll put some links in below of where I found those, you can set up and create a route just using your phone. But you do need to have internet whilst you're setting this up. So it's great that you don't need the PC, because maybe you're off trekking for a week or more, you don't have access to the PC, but you can get onto a Wi-Fi somewhere and you can quickly set up a route on this. And if you've got internet access and you want to change your route mid-route, well, yeah, you've got the option to do that, because it's very difficult to do it on the watch. I set a route to go up Scarfell the other week, and was the route that I'd set wasn't quite where we wanted to go, and I wanted to rechange the route. Not very easy to do on the watch. And if I'd have got internet access, a signal on the phone, I could have quickly altered it on there in 5 minutes and been off again. So there we go. If anybody else has found any other programs that can help us all out, we can, anything that's a bit slicker on or quicker on setting these things up, then please leave a comment below, and we'll we can share our information on the comments. Okay, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up on this. It helps me out greatly, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.